Good afternoon. You already know how this goes. First, we're gonna start with some salty segments.
Every night! Again!
Yeah, every night. You already know. Nah, I'm just playing, man. It ain't every night. I be missing some nights sometimes. You know, I'm gonna own up to that. And as I sit there and I stare at that computer screen, I think to myself, yeah, man, you really got to get this done. And it's like 9:30, 10:30. You know, it's a bit much. And I think to myself, like, you know, if you start editing this, you're gonna go to sleep probably at 3, 4 in the morning. And I gotta function. You know, I can't do the young man stuff no more. When I was younger, you know, I could do everything. You know, at 19, work 20 hours a day and all kinds of stuff and just bounce back like nothing happened. But now, yeah, nah, man. It don't work like that. So let's just go ahead and get this started, because that's not even what we're here for. So let's just go ahead and get it started. Bro, resistance is futile. I don't know why you add music to it like we not gonna still troll you. You know what I'm saying? You're choosing the hard way right now. You're choosing the hard way.
Well, I don't think you and I will be doing anything any kind of way. Oh, okay, cut. This isn't working. Someone get this guy out.
So, bro, if you don't go to the store and get another controller, bro. I don't know where you ordering your controllers from. I don't know, Temu, whatever it is. For one, stop throwing them. Two, go get another controller. You say you balling like crazy. $35, you can get yourself a USB plug-in controller, and that's factoring in for inflation. Depending on where you at, you can get it for $20. Go get another controller, bro, and stop throwing it. Nah, don't look around. Look at that screen. No, you watch this clapping. Pause.
This game's too fucking fake for me. I'm done with it. Again! Just throwing out random. I'm done with it. Yeah, exactly, bro. I'm like, bro, these have no business beating me like these.
Man, it don't matter what game it is, man. You get whooped in everything. It don't matter if it's Street Fighter 4, if it's Alpha, if it's Tekken 4, Tekken 5. Any game that you play in your life, you're gonna get clapped at. Regardless, I think the highest game that you ranked at, ironically, was Street Fighter 6. And you said that's a game for bums. So the highest rank that you have in the game, like basically in all the fighting games you play, was Street Fighter 6.
Just throwing out random with these corny small ass stages.
We've already disproven on this channel it's not possible to just throw out random stuff. You have to know what you're doing, because of stance, switching, and everything else, and putting yourself out of position to get countered. So we've already negated that. That's false, not true. Now, however, with these stages, he does have a point with the stages. The stages do add a huge handicap from bouncing you off of every single thing. And in my opinion, the juggle engagers are kind of overdone. They're way over the top. Like, there's too many juggle engagers as far as the stage blows you up. Then you got the heat engage, that bounces you. Then you could juggle them some more. I'm just like, that's a little bit, knock them off the edge, go into another juggle. It's a little bit much. There's a little too much. So I'm gonna just say, as far as that does need to be cut out. But as far as everything else, it is what it is.
Fake ass game, bro. I'm done with it. Comeback was crazy. You being banned out of my chat was even crazy.
Priceless.
Oh man, I hit ready on a yellow bar, trash.
Blue. Dang, that's crazy. I thought Marissa couldn't get active, huh? I thought she couldn't get close up. What was she supposed to do? Yeah, you forgot how to play. I mean, look at your rank. You got master on here. So when you sit around and say this is a game for scrubs, you ranked higher in this game. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, with Marissa and JP, you actually managed to get not the top of the top rank, but pretty high in the ranks. So honestly, what you may need to do is take your butt back on over there to Street Fighter 6, because you ain't built for Tekken. You could barely get out of Mighty Ruler in Tekken. So man, hey, that's it for that right now. We got a few segments to cover. Let's go ahead and get into it.
10 toes down, support the Houthis. That doesn't get you banned, But if you criticize a manifesto, that does.
Yeah, but that platform is so much better, right? What's crazy is I've seen some of Hasan's streams. I don't watch much of it. Not my cup of tea. Not the type of thing I'll watch. But from what I have seen of it, yeah, man, it's a lot of what he does is ban worthy, and he ain't getting banned. But it's crazy at the fact that people like Solluminati are getting banned for absolutely nothing but criticizing somebody who ain't acting right. That's wild.
I'm sorry, make it make sense. Okay, so do you see what I'm saying here? So Hasan got banned for, this is what he said. He says, I covered the motives of the Israeli embassy staff shooter. Twitch TOS dictates a suspension for even critical examination of the manifesto. I believe this is a bad policy for news and press freedom. I'll take the suspension, but I hope Twitch changes this policy in the future.
So I'm gonna say it like I've been saying before. On their platform, they're gonna make the rules as to what they want to do or what they want to allow. If you want to cover things that you would like to cover and everything you want to cover, you're going to have to do it on your own website. You got to do it on your own platform. You don't have free will to do whatever they don't want you to do. So if the platform says one day, we don't want you to cover that no more, or we don't want you to do this, or we don't want you to do that, you don't have free will to do that anymore. So again, like I said before, they make the rules, they do as they please, they do as they feel. That's why you never have your eggs in all of these media baskets, because they got the outright power to do whatever they want. Now, I'm not saying I agree with what he's saying or anybody saying. I'm just putting into perspective as of remember where you at. Just remember where you at and remember who controls everything that you do or that you're allowed to do on their platform.
So this is his entire email right here, and this is what it explicitly said. So I'll just go ahead and just to make it easier for you guys to see it, we can go ahead and just pull it up, and I'll make it bigger so you guys can see it. So improper handling of terrorist propaganda. So sharing content related to terrorist or violent extremist groups. Examples of violative conduct include, but they're not limited to, showing a violent extremist manifesto on stream while denouncing it. So that means that you can get suspended even if you say something is a bad thing just by showing it. Just by the nature of showing it, you can get suspended by doing this, right?
All right, so keep that in mind. If you're on that platform, that is a part of the rules. So don't be surprised if you do it and you get banned for it. But you're not going to get banned like him. You'll mess around and catch a real ban.
He didn't even denounce it, right? Well, like what I'm saying is that even if you do denounce it, you would still get suspended. I'm going to be honest. I think that's stupid. I do. I think you should be able to look at stuff and say that it's bad. Because, again, obviously, you know, this is not necessarily what he would do. But I try to be fair. I know it sounds crazy, but I try to be fair with this kind of stuff. And it was weird that he denounced January 6th, but he promoted Hamas as the only organization that's helping Palestine.
Wait a minute. Ain't he that clown that was talking about that streaming was hard and how much money he was making? Talking about he couldn't make ends meet with like 10 or 12,000 a month. Something. It was something crazy. Like I can't remember exactly. I don't want to phrase it out of context. Let me see if I can find it real quick so I don't say anything wrong.
Do you want to know the biggest privilege these guys got?
Got what?
They choose to stream 9 hours.
100%.
They literally can turn it off after 4. They can turn it off after 5. But because they want to make more money, they keep streaming. And then they want to get up here and then complain about how hard it is.
Exactly who I thought it was. Let's go ahead and run this back for context.
You're literally choosing it. That's like you do it for money and then complaining it hurts. Today's topic, our favorite socialist is getting in trouble. Hamas Piker.
Just said Hamas Piker. That's a good one.
That's the nickname people are giving him online.
Yes, a real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean?
You know what?
Shut your ass up.
Now, we're going to be fair. I'm going to let him finish and go ahead and conclude with whatever the hell it is he's talking about here.
In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will.
Shut that shit off, please. Shut up.
Come on, just keep listening. You know what? According to Hasan, people took them out of context. So let's see the full video.
Okay. Yeah.
No. No, social battery wise, unless you're in retail.
Social battery? You don't shut your sensitive ass up. Social battery? Boy, who's raising these people? That's great. My social battery. My social battery has to recharge. It's not like when you go to work and do like hard work. My social battery. Shut your weak ass up, man. You wouldn't last one day. You wouldn't last one day in these people's shoes who have to go out here and work these jobs. You wouldn't last a day in roofing. You wouldn't last a day. Hell, you wouldn't even last a day in a retail store. You wouldn't make it at Home Depot. You wouldn't make it at Cheesecake Factory. You wouldn't be able to mow a lawn. You can't do anything, dude. You literally sit on a computer screen all day and stream. You don't even edit your content. You are so lazy. You're crying about what you sitting on your butt that you're keeping in mind that you're choosing to do, making an exorbitant amount of money. See, this was about a whole nother topic, but I just had to go ahead and address this because y'all people are out of touch.
Unless you're in retail, it's very different. You're out of touch. I'm gonna die, dude. There's motherfuckers who are accountants in here, and they're misunderstanding what I'm saying.
No, we heard you very clearly. We heard you. No, we know exactly what you meant. What you were trying to say was, you tried to mask it with saying social battery. You're trying to say streaming for 9 hours a day is harder than going out there doing a job in the field. That's what you said. It is what you meant. Don't try to backtrack and backpedal now. You know what you said. And I usually give grace, but then you're trying to justify what you said on top of that, which means you could have simply said, my fault, I spoke out of turn. It's difficult for me. You should say difficult for me. I understand it's not hard, but it's difficult for me and my privilege to be able to sit here and do it in my lifestyle. Because I'm not used to actually having to go out there and do a hard job. I'm not used to sitting here. I'm at a point in time where I just rather not do anything all day. Say it for what it really is.
A real job does not expend your social battery in the same way as someone who did a sales job, a real job, okay? I'm telling you, as someone who did both, 9 hours of constant performance and people pleasing taps you out from social scenarios. After 9 hours of that, I could probably do fucking physical labor.
How about this? Because, you know, all you people and people like you, how about you get up off your butt and go do it? How about we stop talking about it since you're so drained? How about this? You go do physical labor for a day and go do that for a day. Why don't you switch off? How about since your social battery is so drained, how about after you get off of that 9 hours of quote unquote social battery draining, you go work a quote unquote labor job? You ain't gonna do that.
It would not bother me, but I can't fucking do more social shit. That's my point. There are obviously real jobs out there that are good comparisons. Service sector, people-pleasing jobs would be very similar. Those are like, I think, customer service type shit. But like if you're an accountant or if you're even like in sales, my interactions with clients was limited.
No, so you were extremely clear about what you said. We understood exactly what you said because then you backdoored and tried to justify it. So you're sitting here saying what you do is so difficult when you have the choice to, if you don't want to, if it's that bad, you can literally get on your stream and stream 2 to 3 hours and you would literally still make more money than 95 to 97% of the people on Twitch. Make that make sense. Whew, boy, that level of audacity is immeasurable. But let's go ahead and go back where we left off, man.
I don't know if he said that or not. I didn't see him saying that. But anyway, and I hope not, because it's certainly not true. But either way, let's go back. Hasan denied it for 1 minute, defended it for 5 minutes. Right. And this is the thing, is that whenever Hasan says that he critically analyzed this manifesto, I don't believe him. And the reason why I don't believe him is because he interviewed a Houthi terrorist and he said it was a Yemeni teenager. He said he wasn't a Houthi. He said it was journalism. And then he's like, we love you. And he's doing a hand heart. And he's like, you would do what Luffy is doing. And we support you, right?
Yo, that's wild. You didn't get a ban for that? Like, that's crazy. Really? Well, whatever. I'm gonna let him continue. I'm gonna let him continue.
Right? And so whenever somebody has a history of lying, I'm going to assume that the next time they say something, they're also lying, right? And so anyway, call him Tim Houthi. Well, I don't know if they call them that or not, but regardless, you're misunderstanding it. Bad take. It's not about denouncing it, but him showing it. You're not. That's not what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying before typing out whatever your argument is against something that I'm not saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
I'm gonna be honest with a lot of y'all, man. Reading and comprehension is extremely important, and I understand a lot of you guys do want to be a part of the conversation. But before you insert yourself into this conversation, you really got to work on your comprehension. I'm not being funny. I'm not joking. A lot of you guys are reading on an 8th grade level and below. And I've heard even TBH say to the point to where he's having to explain sarcasm because y'all are missing the joke. You're missing the punchline. Education is important. Now, I ain't saying all education is important, but I'm saying you gonna need comprehension and being able to read and understand what you're reading to move forward in life. And I mean, well, you ain't got to, but I'm just telling you, if you don't, you gonna mess around and find out.
I am not saying that he didn't denounce it, but what I am saying is that I don't believe that he denounced it based off of the fact that he lied about the Houthi thing. He did. And I remember whenever that happened, I defended him. Everybody remembers, like historically, I defended Hasan interviewing the Houthi person.
Now, you got to go ahead and give him his props. He owned up what he believed to be true or what he thought, and it came out to be wrong, and he admitted to it. You know, a lot of people on these streams won't admit to it or act like they never said it. Now, I'm not saying I agree with everything that he says, and some people just get so upset on the internet, they don't listen to what anybody has to say because people are so caught up in their own mind, they can't hear nobody once they got their mind made up. And there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want to do, hey, have at it, go to town, not my problem, but you'll find out. But anyways, he says a lot of things that I disagree with. Asmon says a lot of things I disagree with. He says a lot of things and I'm like, nah, that ain't it. Nah, I disagree. You know, but at the end of the day, when he's right, he's right. And there, he admitted to where he was wrong. And a lot of people have a problem with him. But one thing that I'm going to say, you don't have to agree with everything a person says that you watch. But you do got to have an open mind to listen to what they have to say before you have a discourse or you feel some type of way. Does that make sense?
Because I thought that he was interviewing them in a journalistic way. I later on watched the entire tape. I found out that was not true, and I reversed my stance on it because of that reality. So when I see Hasan, who previously had said that he was just simply interviewing a Yemeni teenager, and he totally misrepresented the situation, and now I see it happening again, and he's saying, oh, well, I was just talking about the motives of the Israeli embassy staff shooter. Guys, I don't believe that.
And that's crazy. No ban. Keep that in mind. No ban for that. Y'all, the Twitch they gonna find out. That's gonna be my new thing. They gonna find out. You keep on going on and on playing with this territory, just letting stuff skate on that platform. You ain't got too many more times. Mark my words. If y'all keep getting situations like this, y'all, that Twitch is about to get shut down and get called something else. A bunch of people about to get let go. Don't say I didn't warn you.
I'm not going to just believe that right off the bat. Am I crazy for thinking this? I'm not going to immediately believe this is what's happening. Yeah, how many points on the graph? Yeah, exactly. And so, like, no. And I'm not saying that he's lying either, but I'm not going to assume that he's telling the truth. This is like a conspiracy thing, right? But Hasan, if he takes days off, it's often on Sundays. So he basically gets a... So let me get this straight. So he gets a suspension on his day that he was going to take off. And and now he's going to come back. This gets a lot more people talking about him. It promotes him a lot more.
So let me get this straight. He got banned a day he wasn't going to stream anyway. Ooh, you showed him.
And this is like, they banned him on Sunday. Right, exactly. Like, again, I'm not a conspiracy Andy, but if I was, I would be very upset right now. And so anyway, it's a ban for optics. Well, what I'm saying is that it actually creates the worse optics. Because when everybody starts discussing the fact that he got unbanned, and then all of these clips start circulating around again of him saying X, Y, or Z thing, this is just another point where Twitch, like in my opinion, I think Twitch either should have suspended him for longer or
a minimum of a week, no less than 7 days, a minimum. That's low end, because everybody else I've seen people get banned for no reason at all, and they got more time than he got for. I mean, you have it right there outlined in the rules and the guidelines of what you said do not do, even if you're denouncing it, and he got a day ban on his day off. That is. It's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. That's some top tier trolling, but it's not funny. It's not funny. I'm smiling, but it's not funny.
I'm smiling, but it ain't funny.
They should have not suspended him at all. One or the other. Because a 24-hour suspension, all that's going to do is because, like, and this is the other issue too, is that a 24-hour suspension, he's gotten like 5 of these.
5? Heck, on YouTube, you get 3 and you gone. What kind of time was in between these? And not to mention, how is it 24 hours when you keep violating? And other people who I've seen get banned for something that there's nowhere near as serious, we're getting weeks and longer periods of time. Okay.
Right? And Twitch has a kind of like a punishment pyramid, right? Where it's like you do, it's a warning, a day, 3 days, 7 days, 2 weeks, a month, and then perma, right? That's generally the way it works. And so when you see a person that it doesn't follow that paradigm, well, this becomes a problem now, right? And so it's an escalation. And so when you have the same thing happen to one person, it looks obviously biased. So again, it says 6 banned after breaking the TOS so many times. It should have been a month or a perma.
You see what I'm saying? Like I tell y'all all the time. Like I've even seen people in the comment section, who should listen to you? And look, you ain't gotta listen to me. I don't care who you listen to. But the thing is, I'm gonna sit there and tell you, if you make money on these platforms, you better make your money, use your money to do something else to build yourself up. Because again, look at the discretion that they have here to do whatever they choose to do, whatever they want to do. I'm not showing this to be like, oh, Hasan deserves this kind of trouble. It does. I don't give a damn. I don't care. But what I'm here to tell you is, for anybody who's making content or you get paid from social media, you need to make that bread while you can, because at any point in time, things can change. And of course, this doesn't happen to everybody. This is close to the people who toe the line, or your content may be considered controversial or upsetting to certain people. You know what I mean. When I say upsetting to certain people, basically the people who have power or can violate you in your page or the way you make money. Get what you can get. Don't rely too much in this, and don't put your eggs all in this basket, because it is not guaranteed, and they do exactly whatever they want, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can't sue them, you can't get no lawyers, because this is not like a regular business. It's digital. So I'm gonna go ahead and let them continue.
I mean, honestly, if he gets a 24-hour suspension, in my opinion, I think a 24-hour suspension will make this entire situation look a lot worse. And the reason why is because they will show that this is a person who was, there are so many points on the graph for him promoting and supporting terrorism. Just straight up, flat out, plain English. There are too many examples of this happening.
Man, damn, that's crazy. I've seen people get banned for way less.
And the one thing that he does end up getting banned for is reading the manifesto of somebody else. Come on. I don't know why Twitch would do this. I think it was stupid for Twitch to ban him, especially if it was for a day, because now Twitch is basically confirming, hey, by the way, he is actually doing terrorist propaganda, and he's discussing it.
Now, let's go ahead and evaluate another ban that they dished out, which they had to walk back. But let's just see what they banned for, because just in my opinion, again, I don't run these sites. I don't have the say-so to say one way or the other. But if I were to determine which one deserved a real ban and which one didn't, I'm going to say Solluminati shouldn't have got banned.
I can pull this up and show you guys. It is embarrassing. So this guy named Solluminati, we got suspended on Twitch. They suspended Solluminati on Twitch for calling out this girl. So look at this right here.
Yeah, because, calling out women is so much worse than terrorist propaganda, huh? I guess. Woo, wow.
So this is why. So this dude got suspended. He gets suspended from Twitch. Twitch suspends him. This is what he said.
He don't really do anything wrong. You going around biting. You have bit more than 10. It's a zombie. Bro, Zoe Platt, the dick eater. She's a zombie, bro. Every male she streamed with, she has to make him feel uncomfortable. Bro, can you do content without humiliating? Seriously, can you?
She's not Nosferatu Zod. She's just Nosferatu. It's weird, bro.
Yeah, it really is.
Weird. Is it literal biting? Yeah, getting close. Ruins Duke Dennis mood by biting his hand and doing way too much. And so anyway,
I honestly think you deserve
he's
a chance
calling this out.
in the streamer university. You have to kill your image. You
Yeah.
gotta get rid of that plant energy.
It's weird, bro. It's
Do
so
content
weird.
with a man without making him feel uncomfortable. She bit the nigga Duke. Why would you do that?
Who does this?
Yo, to be honest with you, man, this culture needs to stop where people, women in particular, just get the free pass to be assaulting men and abusing men and treating them like whatever, getting them falsely accused, locking them up for something they didn't do. This gotta stop. This gotta stop. There's too much of this going on. It's getting ridiculous. And really, enough is enough. This man did not consent to that. He did not say go ahead. Now, when you see the sus streamers, which I completely denounce, they agreed to act like that. They agreed to do that. That's where it differs. Duke did not agree or say that was cool for you to put your mouth on him. He don't know you like that. And just to keep it real with you, as a man doing that to another man, it'll get you knocked out. Heck, look how Agent reacted to streamer during that streamer university when they went in his room. When you violate, when it comes to us, it'll get hands put on you. Now, it may not be as extreme as getting knocked out, but it's going to come with consequences. And that something like that will come with consequences. And it's not okay. It's not what's up. And she should have been banned for doing it.
Can you imagine if somebody went and did this to a guy went and did this to a girl? Bro, he'd be out.
Dude, he'd be out for less. He'd be out for just saying it was wrong.
He'd be out. He'd be out on his ass, bro. He'd be done. He'd be finished. He'd be cooked. He'd be deleted. He also could be the 46th president. That's a good point. But on top of that, and this is what I said, and I went and I called this out because it's ridiculous. I said unironic double standards. If a guy had violated the personal space of women in the way that she did, we all know what would happen. If then a woman had spoken about it after the fact, like he is speaking about it after the fact, she'd be showered in praise and support. They'd be, "Yas, queen, you're so brave for speaking out against this."
Meg. Oh, and on that topic, all y'all who was loud, I guarantee all y'all gonna be quiet and silent when it comes to vindicating and giving that man his apology. Rick Ross, all of y'all talking about calling the P word, rocking skirts, somehow shooting at a woman. This man never shot at a woman. And ain't nobody gonna come out and really support this man like you're supposed to. Some are, and ironically Amber Rose of all people, but that's beside the point, neither here nor there. But the point is, as wrong as the situation was, is she gonna get jail time? No. Is Kelsey gonna get jail time at the internet? No. Lying on the stand and knowing what happened. I don't want to hear that, oh, I didn't know. Yes, she did. Nothing's gonna happen about that. And this man almost lost his life. Crazy how that works, right? But yeah, not protected, huh? Okay.
Men are so awful, and then and I said rightfully so, which is true. If you're a guy and you're biting women, okay, unless this is Twilight.
Twilight with them sus ass glitter vampires, bro. Stupid. That movie was trash, bro. Okay, I'll be fair. It's not trash. I'ma just say it wasn't for me, even though the premise was completely stupid. But I'ma just say I'm not the audience. I'm not the target audience for that. So, fine.
Okay? You're not Dracula. Stop it. And so anyway, Twitch siding with weirdos again. This is who Twitch has decided to side with. Here we go.
Why?
Why would you do this?
Look how uncomfortable he is. She bites everybody.
Bro, what is this? You got Dracula on the fucking screen.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. If they responded how they really wanted to respond, they'd be banned. Then it'd be a problem that they pushed on the ground. It'd be a problem they reacted how they really wanted to react, but they can't because they're on camera. Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I wouldn't be cool with that. Like I have, let me just say, I have instantaneous reactions to people making me feel uncomfortable. And hey, you brought it on yourself. And in this day and age, it's too ridiculous for somebody to sit here and say, as a man, we're naturally combative. We respond in, you know how we respond. I'm gonna just say it like that. You know how we respond. And to say that we don't have the free will to respond in our nature because you're a woman is it's nonsense. It's stupid. It's stupid. This is what we do. We're hunters. We're fighters. And if we are let's say, approached or assaulted in a certain way, our natural response is to hit back, not flee, not flight. It is to react, to stop the threat, to subdue the threat. So if we were to naturally respond, then we would be the villain. Oh, they weak. Hey, we have, I'm gonna say it again, we have natural responses. And if we respond, we don't need to be held accountable for our responses when you make us feel uncomfortable or you cross those borderlines, especially on purpose. And what I'm relating this to is surprise, like the surprise things. Now, arguments, we can have discernment, walk away. It gets aggressive. It's like, okay, I don't want to engage this, chill out. But as far as that whole scenario of you just did something out of nowhere, sometimes we have jerk reactions. So that's why I say that when you do something at random, no man should be held accountable for how he reacts from a random situation that popped out of nowhere. Now, if you're arguing, going back and forth and all that with a woman, that's different. You don't need to do all that. Just walk away, because you know they're trying to start a confrontation and they can't win and you're going to lose. You see what I'm saying? You see the differences in the situations? But if you do that and he were to instantly respond, push you, muff you, whatever, he should not be held accountable, nor should he be in trouble. Point blank, period.
What is this? Is disgusting.
We just seen him with Mulatto. They was going crazy, or Lotto, whatever the bitch name is. They was going crazy. Good vibes,
it's
good
nasty.
energy. But when she come around, she has to do the most humiliating shit, and she makes everybody feel uncomfortable.
In all fairness, all these streamers out here doing this sus behavior and this weird stuff they do on their streams. Aiden Ross, I Show Speed, the way that they act. So if you're sitting here, cause she's one of their kids. Everybody on social media has their own kids. Basically, the people who come up behind them, like DJ Academics, Hair Fresh and Fit, all the people who came up after Kevin Samuels. Everybody who's on social media has they breed a new form of content, or people who follow behind them who they've influenced. So you have to be responsible with your platform. Now, I'm not saying that I'm justifying anything she's doing, but what I'm saying is the message that y'all are putting out is how they receive the message. So people think that just because they have a platform, they don't have to be responsible with the content they put out. Yeah, you do. Yes, you do. Because Streamer University is a prime example of that. People getting shot with BB guns and all kinds of stuff, going up in people's rooms, taking stuff out, playing too much. Well, this is the perception that this is how they received your message. This is how they understood what you were doing. Does that mean that's what you were doing? No, but that was the message you were conveying. Because even as far as me seeing what you guys do on your streams, it looks ridiculous. I'm not talking about Solluminati. I'm not talking about Duke Dennis. These guys, I haven't really seen him engage in that. But as far as all these Plaque Boy Maxes and all of these up and coming streamers, they're always doing weird stuff, humping on each other and all kinds of mess. So when she's watching this and people are watching it and they're supporting it, then you're going to come to a conclusion that that's what people want to see and that it's cool because y'all are doing it. Now, that such stuff y'all are doing, I'm sure is consensual. But at the end of the day, to the average viewer who's watching this, it looks like a pure acceptance of violation. So there does have to be some level of accountability on y'all's end. Now, the bans, that's a problem. But as far as how people are receiving your content, you have to be accountable for the content that you're putting out or the things that you're doing. It's just straight up, plain and simple.
Bro, listen.
Yeah.
She checked out as a...
He's completely fucking right. He's 100% right. And she goes, this is...
Who's Solluminati? Who is the Solluminati, nigga?
Well, that was not the proper response for that. Let's go ahead and cue it in. You already know what I'm about to cue in.
Who's the Solluminati, nigga? Who's the Solluminati, nigga? Yeah, Solluminati suck my...
You know what's crazy is people like her will get on the internet and say things like that and talk extremely reckless and not know who you talking to. Before you see, that's the thing about art of war. Know your enemy. If you have an enemy, you should do your background checks on your enemy to know who you're talking to. Because before you just jump off the porch yelling and screaming and cussing people out and all of that, you should probably be familiar with who you're talking about. Because that's the last thing you want to do. You want to do your research, see who's saying it, and then you need to sit down, take a moment, evaluate, and you need to curate a response that's appropriate. Appropriate response would have been, my bad, I'm tripping. I was doing too much. And it could have just blew over. It could have been all good. But if you come out here cussing out some of the OGs on the platform, picking a fight, talking crazy, yeah, that's that ain't gonna work out how you think it's gonna work out. Now you may be able to do that with whatever dudes you messing with or whatever dudes just want to get something from you. Yeah, that'll work with them. But when you talking about big money, you talking about the big dogs, and you think you gonna come out talking crazy, good luck with that. But if you kicked it with your boy this long, I appreciate you hanging with me. Links in the description below like always. And in the meanwhile, I'm out. Have a good one.
Because you're a grown-ass man talking about a grown-ass bitch, right? How about you get a life? Oh.
You're not a grown-ass bitch. You biting people. Who bites people? 3-year-olds. Nobody bites people besides that. Like, I bet actually by the time you're 3, you're past biting.